Hello everybody, today I just wanted to take some time to talk about a project I've been working on. It's a shell built in Rust for Linux, and it has a couple of features that I've not seen in another version of a shell, so I thought I'd try and show those ones off here. The first feature is multiline editing. So here I'm going to type in 4x in ABC, and we'll have a star as well, so that's ABC and everything in this directory. And then we push enter and it opens up the next line and we can start typing, and we'll just do echo $x hello. That's not a terribly useful command, but it does something. And then if I need to go back a line and fix something, I just push up and I've gone up that line. Down didn't seem to work there, but we can sort that out at some point later. And then I can push enter, and maybe I can run another program as well because it's a for loop. So I've got full capability to just move up and down in the text as I'm preparing a multi-line statement in this shell. So a list args, by the way, is just a program. It took me about 10 minutes to write, prints out the arguments it received. 4x in args, print x. Right. So there we go, and it's gone through all of the things in the loop and printed them all out appropriately. So games was the thing, hello, and then print out the arguments that it got, which is basically the name of the program and whatever that word was, videos in this case. So hopefully there's nothing too complicated about that, but it's just showing off that it can do multi-line editing, and hopefully you noticed as well that it has syntax highlighting as you type. Tab completion works roughly well enough. One of the features I've been working on here, so I've just pushed tab on business. There are now 13 options. The 13th one is work time, so if I just type the number 13, I get that selection. And I can just list it like a normal program. One other thing that it's got working quite well is raw strings. So I'm going to set the RuShell variable to and then I'll use it's not RuShell, it's RuPrompt. I'm going to set the RuPrompt variable to r hash quote, so I've got a raw string here, and that hash, you can have as many hashes as you like, you just have to undo them at the end. And then I'm going to use the starship prompt, which is something I discovered recently and is kind of fun. So I just run it inside $bracket starship prompt, so this will just save it as a string. And from now on, the RuPrompt is going to run as its prompt string. And so now I can cd into my personal directory. In fact, let's go into the directory where I'm programming this shell. And now the prompt is running, and it tells me what Git branch I'm on. It tells me that it's a Rust crate, and the Rust version I'm using is 1.490. So that's something that that's something that Starship Prompt does, not something that I'm doing. But you can set the prompt to be any string you want. So for example, if I just echo out what RuPrompt is, it will show you it's just $open bracket starship prompt. That's what it runs every time it wants to build the prompt. You can completely write whatever shell prompt you like, and I recommend using the raw string feature for writing the RuPrompt shell, because that way you don't have to escape anywhere near so much things to make it work. \E represents the escape character. It's actually an escape and a square bracket it represents. So I can do 33M, which sets the color to yellow, I believe. And then $PWD, that's the present working directory. And then I'll reset to 0 as well. And so now we have a prompt which prints out the line we're on in yellow, and I can run commands and it will just keep printing out that prompt. One other feature I'd like to mention is how it handles errors. If you start typing and you type something that doesn't make sense, for example a $close bracket, which doesn't make sense to the system, it just turns red. And if you're in the red area and you push tab, then it shows you what that error was. Or granted, the error is not currently the prettiest of errors, but it does tell you what line and stuff it's on. Hopefully though, the redness will help you work out where the problem is. And just pushing escape will get rid of the error message and just allow you to carry on as you were. So let x equals $hello. So if I print out what x is, it's now going to say hello world because it's run the shell command before doing it instead of being a raw command. So yes, there are still plenty of bugs and a few more things I'm working on. The two main problems I'm currently trying to solve are foreground and background applications. I really want to make sure that that works properly. And the other thing that needs to be able to work is making sure the history handles correctly. Currently it does work, but it just loads a file and has all the history and it writes to the files directly. I'm not certain about this, but I'm thinking that it could be done better as a separate server so that you're only to manage the asynchronous nature of using history. But that's just a current update on where we're at. I made a couple of video tutorial courses for using Rust recently, one called Rust Recipes, one for Rust Projects. They kind of cover a lot of the same material, but they kind of push in a slightly different direction. If you want to take a look at them, I'll put the links in the description below, and hopefully you'll find them helpful. I'll see you in a future video.